Chosen one, lean in for a moment. This message was never designed for the masses. It was crafted for the few, the ones who walk with a quiet fire in their spirit, the ones whose footsteps echo in the unseen. If your heart is still here, it's because something within you recognizes the sound of truth. You did not stumble upon this word. It arrived at the very hour God ordained. The steps of a righteous person are ordered by the Lord. Psalm 37-23. That includes this moment right now. You've wondered why your recent battles have felt heavier, why certain wounds cut deeper than they should. You've sensed an invisible pressure, a shadow behind your pain, and God is ready to uncover what has been hidden from your understanding. For there is nothing concealed that will not be revealed. Matthew 10:26. Tonight, that revelation begins. Chosen one, hear me clearly. The struggle you've been enduring is not a sign of weakness, but a signal of calling. Heaven has been aligning circumstances, conversations, and even discomforts to pull you toward clarity. What has felt like chaos is actually God drawing back the veil. You were guided here because your spirit needed confirmation, because something in you has been crying out for answers your mind couldn't yet name. Before we continue, take a moment to anchor your spirit. If you are ready to receive clarity, type Amen in the comments. Not for the algorithm, but as a declaration that your heart is open and your faith is active. Let it be your agreement with heaven in this very moment. Now breathe. Let your soul become still. This is your appointed moment of unveiling. Your breakthrough is not approaching, it has already begun. The veil is lifting, chosen one. The hidden source of your pain is finally coming into the light. For so long, you have carried wounds that felt mysterious, storms that arrived without warning, and battles that didn't match the size of your heart. You chalked it up to life, to timing, to another spiritual hardship you had to push through. But hear this with clarity. Your pain had an origin, a deliberate one. It wasn't the general forces of darkness alone. It was a person, a vessel the enemy found open, willing or unaware, but available nonetheless. Someone whose heart provided just enough space for shadows to seep through. For Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. 2 Corinthians 11:14. Not every smile was pure. Not every connection was holy. You've asked yourself over and over, why did this hurt so deeply? Why did they have so much power over my peace? The answer is sobering. The person behind your pain was someone you trusted, someone you gave access to your spirit, your vulnerability, your sacred spaces. The enemy couldn't use just anyone against you. He needed someone close enough to wound you in ways a stranger never could. This is where your deepest confusion was born. Because, chosen one, your life isn't ordinary. Every relationship, every conflict, every season is marked with spiritual significance. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, Ephesians 6:12. Yet the person who disrupted your peace wasn't spiritually awake. They sensed your anointing long before you recognized it yourself. They saw the favor on your life before you understood your own strength. And instead of honoring the light in you, they resented it. Instead of celebrating your growth, they became an instrument of interference. Your spirit recognized it long before your mind could accept it. Every uneasiness, every shift in your energy, every whisper of intuition was God saying, pay attention. But because of your loyalty, your compassion, and the purity of your heart, you overlooked the warnings. You chose love over discernment, and so the wound came not from an enemy you anticipated, but from someone you never imagined would hold such power over your emotions. That is why it cut so deeply. That is why God is revealing it now, so you can finally heal. When you open the door of your heart to someone, you are not just sharing your time or your words, you are sharing access to your tenderness. When you trust them with your story, you are quietly handing them the keys to your weaknesses, your fears, your hidden hopes. And when that trust is placed in someone who does not honor your spirit, they become a doorway the enemy can walk through. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. The person behind your recent pain was never random. They were spiritually influenced, spiritually unsettled by what you carry, and spiritually positioned to slow you down. The enemy rarely chooses a stranger. He chooses the one who knows your daily patterns, your insecurities, your soft spots, the one who knows exactly where to touch to shake your confidence. In this last season, that person was someone you allowed into your inner circle, someone who had a seat close to your soul. God began revealing them slowly, through moments that felt like betrayal, through sudden misunderstandings that made no sense, through their growing emotional distance, through their inability to truly celebrate your victories, through subtle envy in their eyes, through passive-aggressive comments, through the shift in their tone every time God blessed you. The signs were present, but your heart was too generous to accept what your spirit already saw. Your pain came from someone who carried a quiet frustration toward your calling. They could not handle your spiritual growth. They felt overshadowed by the grace resting on your life. When God elevates a chosen one, people are not just reacting to your promotion, they are reacting to the glory on you. Some admire it, some honor it, others resent it. That resentment becomes a doorway for spiritual attacks. This is why your spirit felt drained after being around them. This is why peace seemed to leak out of your soul when they were near. This is why you felt heavy, anxious, or spiritually unsettled without being able to explain it. They weren't striking you with their hands. They were striking you with their energy, with their intentions, with their hidden jealousy. What they never had the courage to say with their mouth, they allowed to live in their heart. And as a chosen one, you are sensitive to the atmosphere of the heart. The human spirit is the lamp of the Lord that sheds light on one's inmost being. Proverbs 20:27. Your spirit was picking up what your mind was still trying to deny. God allowed this pain not to break you, but to awaken you. You needed clarity, you needed discernment, you needed separation. If God had shown you the fullness of their identity too early, you might have defended them. You might have tried to repair what heaven was gently trying to remove. You might have dismissed their behavior as stress, mood, or misunderstanding. But the pain made their intentions unmistakable. Chosen one, your spirit has been exhausted because you have been fighting a battle you were never meant to fight alone. This person's energy became a spiritual weight tied to your soul. You were called to rise, but they were holding your emotions hostage. You were called to grow, but they were quietly sowing seeds of doubt. You were called to shine, but they were uncomfortable with the brightness of your light. Their mission, whether they understood it or not, was to distract you from your divine assignment, to keep you busy bleeding so you couldn't fully build. Your pain, however, became your teacher. It was not punishment, not evidence of your weakness, not random misfortune. It was revelation. It was God whispering, "Look deeper, my child. Look at what this person is doing to your spirit. Look at how your energy shifts around them. Look at what I have been trying to show you, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." John 8:32. The truth is this: you did not lose this person, they were revealed. You did not fail in that relationship, you were freed from it. You did not simply break down, you broke through. Now God is confirming their role in your suffering, so you can finally release the guilt, the confusion, and the emotional weight you have been carrying. This revelation is not meant to stir hatred in you. It is meant to set you free. Because once you understand who has been behind your pain, your spirit becomes guarded in a new way. Your boundaries become holy. Your yes becomes wiser. The hidden source of your pain has now been brought into the light. From this moment forward, they no longer hold the same access to your peace. No weapon forged against you will prevail. Isaiah 54:17. The veil has been lifted. Your eyes are open. Your spirit is awakening to a higher level of discernment. Now, chosen one, you must understand why this person was drawn to target you spiritually. Pain without meaning always creates confusion, but pain with revelation produces elevation. God doesn't expose the person who hurt you without also exposing the spiritual motive behind their actions. Nothing you went through was accidental. Their behavior was not coincidence. Their presence in your life followed a deeper spiritual script. You carry something rare, ancient, and divine. Long before you fully understood your calling, others could feel it. The one who targeted you felt your power before you felt it. They sensed the purity of your heart, the resilience of your spirit, the weight of your destiny. Deep inside, that awareness awakened something dark in them, something that grew uncomfortable in your presence. Your light irritated their shadows. Every time you entered the room, their insecurities rose. Every time you spoke with courage or wisdom, it reminded them of their own spiritual stagnation. Every layer of healing you stepped into highlighted the areas of their life they refused to confront. Instead of choosing self-reflection, they chose envy. Envy is one of the enemy's quietest doors. It slips in unnoticed and grows into a root of destruction. The person behind your pain, someone you may have loved, trusted, or protected, allowed that root to take hold. As a chosen one, you don't have to harm anyone for them to resent you. Your presence alone exposes what they have buried. Your elevation exposes their refusal to grow. Your peace irritates their inner chaos. Your anointing increases the spiritual pressure around them. But their targeting of you went deeper than simple jealousy. It was spiritual intimidation. They saw a strength in you that you hadn't fully recognized. They saw a resilience in you that confronted their own fragility. They sensed blessings moving toward you and believed those blessings should have been theirs. Because they didn't understand obedience, surrender, and process, they assumed you were just lucky. They saw favor, but didn't see the cost. They saw the oil, but didn't see the crushing that produced it. So they shifted from admiration to bitterness. Many people think battle only comes from those above you, but often it comes from those who feel beneath you, beneath your growth, beneath your courage, beneath your spiritual hunger. They feel unseen in your presence, not because you try to overshadow them, but because the light in you is simply undeniable, and their spirit could not withstand that illumination. This person targeted you because they were spiritually threatened. They knew you were set apart. They recognized the shift happening in your life. They saw your potential when you still doubted yourself. They saw your purpose before you could fully name it, and instead of aligning with it, they resisted it. Your growth exposed their refusal to grow. Your inner calm exposed their inner turmoil. Your divine calling reminded them of the calling they chose to ignore. Some people are spiritually assigned to test you, not because God delights in your pain, but because God is committed to your maturity. This person became a vessel of that test. The enemy saw your future, the doors that were about to open, the favor increasing, and he panicked. He needed a distraction, so he used the most accessible vessel, someone emotionally tied to you, close enough that their betrayal would shake your foundation. They didn't attack you because you were weak. They attacked because your strength was rising. They didn't strike because you were empty. They struck because heaven was filling you. Each attack carried one agenda: to discourage you before your next season, to confuse you so you would question God's voice, to drain you so you would lay down your assignment, to wound you so deeply that you would question your own worth. But remember this: you were never attacked because you were insignificant. You were attacked because you are essential. If God is for us, who can be against us? Romans 8:31. They also targeted you because they realized they could no longer control you. Your spirit began to outgrow their influence. Your mind awakened beyond their expectations. Your boundaries grew stronger. Your discernment sharpened. The more you evolved, the more they felt their grip slipping. Control is fragile. Once they sensed you were no longer easily manipulated, their fear turned into aggression. Their ego feared your independence. Their spirit feared your awakening. So they tried to keep you small. They minimized your dreams, questioned your spiritual experiences, made your progress seem trivial. They whispered doubt, wrapped in concern. They pulled you back every time they sensed you climbing higher. Their mission was not to destroy your destiny, because destiny cannot be destroyed. It was to delay it, to distract you long enough that you might forfeit it yourself. What they did not understand is that everything they tried to use to break you only pushed you deeper into God. Every attack drove you to prayer. Every betrayal sharpened your discernment. Every disappointment purified your motives. The more they tried to dim your light, the more God fanned it into flame. Because true chosen ones do not simply fall apart, they transform. After you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast. 1 Peter 5:10. This person was also spiritually jealous of your relationship with God. They saw your prayers producing fruit. They noticed your life shifting, doors opening, burdens lifting. They saw signs, confirmations, and breakthroughs follow you. Rather than seeking God for themselves, they envied the evidence of God's hand on you. That envy turned into resistance. They could not bear the thought that God entrusted you with a mission that felt bigger than anything they understood. Chosen one, pause and reflect. Think about how they reacted when good news came your way. Did their eyes light up or dim down? Did they move toward you in support or pull back in silence? Did they uplift you with words of faith or quietly plant seeds of doubt? Their reactions exposed their motives. Their silence spoke when their lips would not. Their energy told the truth their mouth refused to confess. The reason they targeted you is simple. Your life awakened something in them they were not ready to confront. Your light exposed their shadows. Your truth exposed their self-deception. Your purity exposed their hidden motives. Instead of choosing healing, they chose projection. Instead of choosing growth, they chose resistance. Instead of choosing surrender, they chose attack. But hear this with spiritual authority. God allowed their opposition to become your elevation. Their betrayal became a holy redirection. Their presence became a scalpel that cut away what could not go with you into the next season. They were never meant to walk the full journey with you. They were not chosen for your destiny. They were allowed for your awakening. Now you know. Now your spirit is informed. And where there is truth, there is freedom. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34-18. God has not abandoned you in this unveiling. He has walked with you through it. The hidden source of your pain has been brought into the light. The spiritual motive has been revealed. Your heart is no longer blind. Your journey is shifting. Chosen one, take a deep breath. You are stepping into clarity now. And God is with you in every step that follows. God has been showing you the signs for a long time. Chosen one. This revelation didn't strike you suddenly. It unfolded slowly, gently, like a whisper in the night you kept brushing aside. Heaven was nudging you, stirring your spirit, tightening something inside your chest. But your loyalty, your hope, and your deeply compassionate heart made you overlook what was right in front of you. Today, those scattered signals will finally come together. Understand this. God never allows betrayal without warning. He never permits spiritual attack without planting signs along your path. Surely the sovereign Lord does nothing without revealing his plan to his servants, the prophets. Amos 3-7. Before truth arrives, preparation always comes first. The earliest sign was restlessness, a quiet disturbance that entered your soul whenever this person stepped into your atmosphere. You couldn't justify it logically. but something in you shifted. Your peace dimmed, your clarity blurred, your intuition tightened. You called it anxiety, but in reality, it was discernment. Your spirit was detecting danger your eyes couldn't yet recognize. Chosen ones often ignore this gift, not because they lack wisdom, but because they lead with compassion instead of boundaries. You were trying to hold on to someone God was trying to separate you from. Then came inconsistency. Their behavior moved like a pendulum, warm one moment, distant the next. Supportive when you were struggling, irritated when you were succeeding. Their mood didn't shift with the weather, it shifted with your elevation. When you healed, they grew uncomfortable. When you won, something in them tightened. Pay attention to the ones who celebrate your pain, but fall silent during your victories. For out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. Luke 6:45. Silence is not empty. It is evidence. You also notice something changing in their eyes. Not always anger, not outright hatred, but a flicker, an uneasiness, a shadow they tried to conceal. A tension that appeared not because you did something wrong, but because your light exposed what was dark within them. You dismissed it as overthinking, but chosen ones seldom overthink, they overtrust. God also spoke through dreams. Those unsettling, symbolic, or emotionally heavy visions were not coincidences. Dream after dream showed this person in strange roles, sometimes hostile, sometimes silent, sometimes pulling you backward. You woke up confused, but heaven was sending warnings. Dreams have always been one of God's earliest languages, for God speaks, in a dream, in a vision of the night. Job 33:14-15. Another sign was the sudden surge of conflict, arguments that made no sense, tension that appeared out of thin air, misunderstandings that felt exaggerated. This wasn't just emotional friction, it was spiritual agitation. When someone harbors hidden intentions or spiritual jealousy, their energy can't stay disguised forever. Their tone shifts before their words do. Their reactions reveal what their lips refuse to confess. You also felt the shift when blessings came your way. Their congratulations were quiet, hesitant, or filled with forced enthusiasm. Your growth triggered something in them. Your breakthroughs made them shrink back. Your answered prayers made them feel exposed. Your soul recognized it long before your mind admitted it. Deep calls to deep. Psalm 42:7. Your spirit was reading the truth beneath their behavior. Another sign you overlooked was blockage. Every time you tried to advance while staying connected to this person, things slowed down. Opportunities slipped. Confusion increased. Your spirit felt like it was dragging weight behind it. This wasn't coincidence. Your elevation was being spiritually hindered by an attachment God never sanctioned. Sometimes, heaven closes doors because the person beside you cannot walk through them. You also experienced spiritual fatigue, not physical tiredness. Your body wasn't exhausted, your soul was. After talking with them, you felt heavy. After spending time with them, you felt drained. After opening your heart, you felt exposed instead of uplifted. You were pouring love into someone who was pouring emptiness back into you. Then came the misaligned conversations. Words that sounded polite but felt discouraging. Advice that seemed logical but carried no spiritual peace. Moments when something inside you tightened every time they spoke over your vision. That was the Holy Spirit whispering, "Do not receive this." Another sign was isolation. You found yourself withdrawing, spending more time alone, stepping away from environments where they were present. You may have thought you were distancing yourself emotionally, but it was actually divine protection. God was repositioning you. Come out from among them and be separate, says the Lord, 2 Corinthians 6:17. Then came clarity in small pieces, random memories resurfacing, comments replaying in your mind with new meaning, sudden realizations that tied everything together. These were not random thoughts. They were divine reminders. God even sent confirmation through others, subtle warnings from people you trusted, symbolic comments from acquaintances, even the discernment of strangers. Heaven always sends external validation when your internal discernment has been doubted for too long. Finally, when you were spiritually ready, the last sign appeared: separation. Something forced distance, an argument, a revelation, a moment of truth, or simply an emotional collapse you couldn't ignore anymore. What felt like loss was actually deliverance. God removed them because you would not have let them go on your own. Chosen one, the signs weren't new. Your clarity is. You weren't blind, just loyal. You weren't naive, just compassionate. You weren't weak, you were growing. Now your eyes are fully open, and you will never overlook these signs again. Chosen one, now that truth has broken through the fog and the signs have finally aligned in your awareness, there is something you must understand with absolute clarity. There are consequences for harming someone whom God has appointed, protected, and set apart. Divine justice is never rushed, but it is never absent. It arrives at the exact moment heaven decrees it. For the Lord is a God of justice. Blessed are all who wait for him. Isaiah 30-18. God does not overlook the suffering of his anointed. He watches. He weighs every tear. He measures every intention. And when the appointed season shifts, judgment begins to unfold, not out of vengeance, but out of divine order. Let me speak plainly to you. The person behind your pain is now facing the spiritual consequences of what they allowed themselves to become. They believed they were harming you, but in reality, they were planting seeds that would return to their own life. When someone touches a chosen one with malice, they touch something sacred, something sealed, something protected under heaven's covering. Do not touch my anointed ones. Do my prophets no harm. Psalm 105-15. For a while, it might have appeared that they were getting away with their actions, the manipulation, the envy, the betrayal. But God was not ignoring any of it. He was recording it. God sometimes allows wrongdoers to continue, not because he is silent, but because he is gathering spiritual evidence. Heaven sees how people treat you, especially when your own love blinds you. There is a spiritual law that governs the lives of the chosen. When someone attacks you unjustly, they activate a divine reversal. Everything they sent toward you begins circling back to them. The confusion they placed on your path begins clouding their own mind. The emotional pain they inflicted begins showing up in their own relationships. The negativity they projected begins echoing through their personal world. A man reaps what he sows. Galatians 6-7. They may not yet understand that what they are facing is not bad luck or coincidence, but consequence. Life didn't suddenly turn against them, they turned against divine alignment. One of the first consequences they now face is exposure. Their hidden motives, once shielded by charm, are becoming visible. People who once admired them or trusted them are beginning to see cracks in their character. Masks they crafted carefully are slipping. Lies they spoke confidently are unraveling. God is revealing them, not only to you, but to everyone connected to them. Exposure is painful because it destroys the illusion they built their identity upon. Another consequence is isolation. Those who once stood with them are stepping away. Friendships are falling apart. Plans crumble in their hands. They feel abandoned, but this is not cruelty, it is correction. God is removing the voices that fed their arrogance and the connections that fueled their destructive behavior. The loneliness they tried to create in your life is now visiting theirs. Blocked blessings are yet another spiritual consequence. Doors they expected to open suddenly shut. Opportunities slip through their fingers. Plans fall apart before they can even begin. This isn't misfortune, it is divine resistance. When someone interferes with a chosen one's purpose, their own path becomes tangled. What they wished against you becomes the very thing that confronts their life. Their atmosphere is now filled with the imbalance they created in yours. The peace they tried to steal from you is being lifted from them. The emotional chaos they caused is now pressing heavily on their spirit. Divine justice doesn't whisper, It echoes. They also face inner torment. Their conscience refuses to stay quiet. They replay conversations, choices, and moments where they could have honored you but instead betrayed you. Regret creeps in. Guilt grows heavy. Their spirit is uneasy because they violated a boundary heaven placed around your life. Even if they appear composed externally, internally they are restless. That is the hand of God. There is no peace for the wicked. Isaiah 48-22. Another consequence is a loss of spiritual covering. When they mistreated you, they stepped out of God's protective grace without even realizing it. The same attacks they aimed at you now rebound toward them. The disorder they tried to create in your world is now unfolding in theirs. The moment they turned against you, they stepped out of alignment with God's will. Understand this clearly. God is not punishing them out of anger. God is correcting them out of righteousness. Divine justice is about balance, truth, and alignment. They must face consequences to learn what they refused to learn through gentler warnings. You extended grace. You forgave. You were patient. You tried to see their potential while they mishandled your heart. They mistook your kindness for permission, and when grace is misused, God intervenes. Another consequence is the loss of your presence, and that, chosen one, is a judgment far greater than they realize. Losing a chosen one is a spiritual catastrophe. Your presence was healing, your love was protection, your energy uplifted, your prayers shielded. They didn't just lose you, they lost the divine covering that flowed through you. And now they feel the emptiness where your spirit once stood. Remember this, you did not suffer alone. Heaven watched everything. Heaven remembered everything. Heaven responded on your behalf. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. Their consequences are not unfolding because you asked for justice, but because God is restoring divine order. As their life becomes unsettled, yours becomes more aligned. As their doors close, yours begin to open. As confusion floods their world, clarity floods yours. As they descend into isolation, you rise into elevation. This is divine exchange. This is spiritual law. This is God's perfect symmetry. You are stepping into restoration while they step into revelation. And both journeys are necessary. Both are sacred. Both are part of God's plan. Chosen one, lift your head. You are moving forward. Their chapter in your story is closing, and your destiny is unfolding with new authority. Heaven is shifting everything in your favor, and God is in full control. And this brings us to your next assignment, the part that determines your elevation. Chosen one, now that truth has surfaced and divine justice has begun to move on your behalf, a new and sacred phase begins. This next phase is not about watching what happens to those who hurt you. It is about understanding your responsibility. God does not uncover the hidden source of your pain so you can dwell in resentment. He reveals it so you can step forward with clarity, healed vision, and spiritual strength. To whom much is given, much is required. Luke 12:48. Revelation is not the conclusion, it is the awakening. Your first responsibility is release. Release does not mean pretending the wound never existed. It means refusing to let the wound shape who you become. God allowed you to see the truth, not to anchor you to bitterness, but to free you from confusion. Let understanding bring closure. Let clarity bring peace. Do not let resentment become a new prison. Your calling is too great to carry old chains. Your second responsibility is forgiveness, not for their comfort, but for your liberation. Forgiveness does not obligate reconciliation. It does not require trust. It simply removes their actions from the throne of your heart. When you forgive, the spiritual cord that once tied their influence to your spirit is severed. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. Colossians 3:13. Forgiveness is not surrender, it is spiritual authority. It elevates you. The next responsibility is discernment. God did not reveal the truth to frighten you, but to sharpen you. You now understand what spiritual interference feels like. You now recognize signs that once slipped beneath your awareness. You know how energy shifts before betrayal. Discernment is God's wisdom functioning through your intuition. In your next season, there will be new opportunities, new people, and new environments, but not all of them will carry divine alignment. Walk with eyes that see beyond the surface. Your fourth responsibility is establishing boundaries. Chosen ones often suffer deeply because they love deeply. But love without boundaries becomes a pathway for the wrong spirits. Boundaries are not walls. They are spiritual gates. They guard your peace, your purpose, and your anointing. Learn to say no without guilt. Learn to step back without apology. Protecting your spirit is an act of obedience. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. Chosen one, you must also embrace self-restoration. Your spirit has fought long battles. Your mind has carried heavy understanding. Your heart has survived emotional warfare. Now you must rebuild from within. Spend time reconnecting with God without distraction. Pour into yourself the same compassion you gave to others. Healing is not passive, it is a commitment. Choose peace every day. Choose rest every day. Choose you every day. Another responsibility is elevation. Pain was not meant to cage you, but to launch you. Step boldly into the version of yourself that God was shaping through the storms. Step into your calling with confidence. Step into your destiny with fire. You have been refined through adversity, strengthened through disappointment, awakened through betrayal. It is time to rise, not slowly, not timidly, but with the authority of someone who finally understands their worth. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. Isaiah 40:31. Your seventh responsibility is obedience. When God exposes someone, do not attempt to reattach what heaven has removed. Do not return to environments your spirit outgrew. Do not entertain connections you were divinely released from. Obedience is not always comfortable, but it is always protective. When God closes a door, don't stand there knocking. When God says move, move. Your blessing is on the other side of obedience. Your eighth responsibility is energetic alignment. Your spirit carries a divine frequency, and you must guard it. Surround yourself with voices that uplift you. Seek relationships that honor your growth. Step into spaces where your soul feels safe and nourished. Alignment determines acceleration. When your energy is aligned, your purpose becomes clearer, your path becomes smoother, and your discernment becomes sharper. Chosen one. Another responsibility is purpose activation. God didn't reveal the enemy to you, He revealed your assignment. You weren't chosen to merely endure life, you were chosen to impact it. Your gifts must be used, your wisdom must be shared, your testimony will heal others. Your journey is a message someone else is praying for. Activate your purpose, walk in it boldly. You were chosen for a reason. You must also embrace the responsibility of protecting your divine identity. The person behind your pain wanted to confuse you, weaken you, and sever you from your spiritual center. But now that truth has been revealed, you must stand firm. Remember who you are. Remember the strength you carry. Remember the calling placed on your name since before birth. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Jeremiah 1-5. Walk in the authority of your identity. Another responsibility is silence and discretion. Chosen ones often give too much access to the wrong hearts. Protect your plans. Protect your dreams. Protect the sacred things God whispers to you. Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. This time, speak less and move more. Your actions will reveal what your words once explained. Your silence will guard what your spirit is building. Chosen one, you must also cultivate gratitude. Not gratitude for the pain, but gratitude for the growth it produced. Gratitude aligns you with heaven's flow. It opens doors bitterness keeps shut. Even in heartbreak, God was guiding you. Even in confusion, He was protecting you. Even in betrayal, He was advancing you. Gratitude shifts your spiritual atmosphere. Finally, your greatest responsibility is transformation. Do not fall back into the version of you that tolerated disrespect, ignored red flags, or silenced your intuition. Become the version God intended, stronger, wiser, clearer, grounded yet spiritually sharp, loving yet no longer endlessly accessible. Transformation is your greatest victory. Transformation is your divine reward. Chosen one, everything you have endured was preparation. You are not entering the next chapter blindly. You are entering it armored, awakened, and anointed. This season will not resemble the last. You walk forward with divine clarity, spiritual authority, and the full awareness of who you truly are. Your responsibility moving forward is simple. Rise into your destiny, guard your spirit, and walk the path God designed for you with unshakable confidence. You are chosen. Act like it, live like it, rise like it. Now that every truth has been brought into the light and every hidden motive exposed, pause for a moment and breathe. Your spirit has finally received what it was waiting for. This message did not arrive in your life by coincidence. It reached you at the exact moment heaven ordained. You were finally ready to understand who stood behind your pain and why God allowed it to unfold. Listen closely, chosen one. You are not stepping out of this season wounded. You are stepping out awakened. You are not leaving this chapter confused. You are leaving it empowered. God did not reveal the truth to shatter your heart, but to liberate your soul and guide your next steps with His light. Your word is a lamp to my feet, a light on my path. Psalm 119 to 105. What once felt like betrayal now stands as clarity. What once felt like loss now reveals itself as divine protection. You are no longer walking in shadows. The one who caused your suffering is behind you now, their influence broken, their access revoked, their power dissolved. Your spirit is guarded, your path is ordered, and your future is unfolding with heaven's precision. Your responsibility now is to move forward with authority. Do not look back. Do not reopen doors God has sealed. Do not reconnect with what He released. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. Isaiah 43-18. Chosen one, this is your turning point, your spiritual shift. The weight has lifted, the fog has cleared, and your discernment has sharpened. Step boldly into your new season, one marked by clarity, favor, and divine purpose. Your breakthrough begins now.